and it's time for Outside. Now, my mystery guest is a TV personality and writer. She's appeared on numerous reality shows, including I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, Celebrity Come Dine With Me, and Celebrity Big Brother. You often see her making guest appearances on popular TV shows, including EastEnders, Loose Women, and even on This Morning. And her talents are not just limited to TV. She's also appeared in pantomimes across a number of theatres in the UK, and she's known as the Queen of Clean. Who do you think she is? She went on to co-present a hit series where she helped people clean up their homes and launched her own range of cleaning products. I'm sure you've already guessed who she is. Well, of course, she's written she's fabulous, and she's really such an incredible woman. She is Kim Woodburn. I knew you got it. Let's welcome her to the show. Kim, welcome. God, you've done so much, Kim.
Thank you for that welcome, dear. It was wonderful.
Well, that's because you are wonderful. You've done so much. I used to love that show, How Clean Is Your House? I used to look around my house and say, God, I wish you'd come over and clean my house. What would you say? And you don't have...
my love.
What would you say was the probably the messiest house you visited? You don't have to name them by name, but what was the worst place that you went to?
I went to so many houses that were all the same in messiness. I mean, people used to think that we cooked it up. Oh, my love, we didn't. You walked in and the smell. But you know something? Although they were dirty people, they were awfully nice people. Yeah. I mean, honestly, there was not one of them was nasty. They just smelled bad, dear. But I had fun doing it, my love. Oh, look here. I had fun. I used to go home with these stilettos covered in faeces, dear, and sit in the garden and pick it off. And I thought, I'm glad I'm making good money. By God, I need to.
And did you actually genuinely clean the houses as well? Because sometimes you see these things as a team of cleaners.
No, I always said I didn't. They had a team of cleaners, loads of lovely, same people who got used to us. They were smashers. We had window cleaners. We had the man clean the carpets. I just went round being thoroughly camped, dear, and doing the tips. I did the tips. But apart from that, no, I didn't clean. And I always said, I'm not clean. I would never lie to them. Don't insult their intelligence.
But it was a really good show. But for me, you suddenly appeared on the screen doing that. Tell me a bit about your early life and how you came to TV.
You know what? My earlier life, like a lot of people, I'm not wanting to, I had a very sad life, like a lot of people have had, incidentally. It's maybe the person I am. You see, I spent all my life, I wasn't loved by any of my parents, my mother. At my mother's funeral, she had me taken off the list that I never existed. When they read out all my siblings, she requested I was taken off the list so that when I sat there, I was never born to her. And anyway, to forget all that. And I was lucky, my love. I was 61 and I was cleaning this massive mansion. Oh, it was lovely. I come to the creme de la creme of cleaning, the big posh houses where don't get that dirty. Had a lovely time. And I got a phone call one day saying, Kim, we rang a domestic agency and they said, can you give us a smashing cleaner because we want to do a TV show? Unfortunately, that my agent said, oh my God, Kim Woodburn, she's just, I thought, thank you very much. And I was earning about £1,000 a month living in. Well, I was, I had to buy my food, but I lived in. Blimey, the phone went. And she chatted to me. She said, you do sound funny. I said, my love, if you cleaned the bogs for 50 years, you'd have to be funny to cope, dear. You'd have to be, wouldn't you? There's feces all over the show. Because a long story short, I was filming within 3 weeks because the house I worked in, this was the February. Now, he was not coming to stay with his family until August. It was a part-time residence. So I knew I could keep the house, I could still film. So off I went filming. And a couple of shows went out. And I'm walking along the street, you see. Said, hello, Kim. I thought, I don't know you. They said, because you don't know yet. I was famous right away, my love. But it was a silly, do you know what? Ropes of pearls, hair piled high, stiletto showing your bum, leaning over the beds as if you'd go like that. A little Aggie, the professor, little glasses, little suits. But that was what made it so silly, But I'm ever so grateful. I made a few bob, my love, honestly. I've owned my own house. I've got a lovely husband. It was all right under gas, dear. It's all right under gas. But I've got a smashing husband. And I thank God every day. I was 61, I'm 81 now. But I think to get it late is... Well, I like the money earlier, my love, all years. But to get it late, love, you don't half appreciate it. It was only
Yeah.
20 years ago. I'm thinking, like everybody does, I'll put £1 by for this and £10. I can't pay this bill, but I can over. And to think I haven't got to worry anymore. And that's why you must please try and understand me, folks. At 81, I have got no time to give bull to anybody. Oh, I've crawled, dear. When I was working, you've got to kiss their backsides, dear, these horrible bosses. I'm not going into it. You know what they're like, some of them. Yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full. I'm living in a bedsit, a rotten bedsit, £2 a week. I worked in a factory, the Meccano Bins Road, the old wheels, and, I had a horrible supervisor. I used to say, yes, certainly. And I used to feel like going, but you can't. And so at 81, with a few bob in the bank, I don't care if I never work on television again, I can say what I like. Because you see, I understand this. Television is a hard industry. If you get into it and get a good job, you're jolly lucky. You're well paid.
It's very cool. It's very true.
But now, all the young presenters now, my love, they've got to kiss people's backsides. I want myself. But I don't need the money. So when you ask me about a particular topic of conversation, what do you think? I'm going to tell you the truth, because if you never have me back, I don't care. I'm 81. I'm enjoying my lolly. I'm not bothered.
Well, apologies for the language. Although apologies if anyone was offended.
What language?
I didn't think you said anything. But you did a little sign there. Some people might get upset by that. But listen,
dear.
Well,
I'll stop this woke nonsense.
It's in me. It's in me. I have to do it. But listen, Aggie, I called you Aggie. Gosh, sorry. God, Kim, forgive me. I'm teasing you. But Kim, listen, what you say is so inspirational, but I cannot believe that you're in your 80s. It doesn't even look...
Surgery,
your skin looks incredible. You look so...
surgery, dear. My belly button. I'm just going to scratch my belly button. Hang on. It's off of my head, dear. Belly button's up there.
You haven't had
surgery. I've got a few bob.
No.
I'm a long time dead. And wrinkles I don't like. I've had surgery on everything, dear. Honest to God, I have. But I'm not going to sit and do what they all do. They sit there doing this. I've never had any surgery. You can't move your face, you liar. I've had lots of surgery, darling, lots of it, and I'll go on having it, dear. I will. Yes, I will.
Well, you look fabulous. I would never have guessed it's done really nicely, because some people do it and it's so obvious. But
you know what I do? When I do go, I investigate them and friends of mine, and I'll never go to anyone that's come out looking silly like this. No, you don't go to people like that. You go to people for recommendations. And so I know the people that won't pull your face too tight. And I say, look, have a neck done. Don't start pulling my neck so tight, because they're going to say silly old bag. Or if that's supposed to be a swear word, I'll give up.
No,
silly old bag.
Not.
I just want to look at people say, she must have had something done. She looks too young. But you can't tell. Well, I've achieved what I wanted to achieve.
Well, listen, Kim, you look absolutely fabulous. Well, what's on the way next, then? What are you doing next?
Well, nothing really. I do lots of shows on television, moaning and groaning about people, dear, as you know. But you know what, my love? I just want to be honest. For the reasons I gave you, I've got enough money. And I know, and I bless you all, that you're interviewed on television, what do you think about Philip and Holly, for instance? And they sit there blessed and they can't say a wrong word, love. They've got no job left when they leave the studio. And I understand that. But I don't care if I never work, so I can tell it like it is. And I don't regret it, my lovely. I don't regret it.
I love your honesty, Kim.
It's a very true saying, lovey, isn't it? Where there's muck, there's brass. I mean, in my case, where there's feces, there's brass, dear. I've done very well. I've got to say something to you I read in the paper today. I hope you can spare me the time.
Go on.
Philip Schofield, he's left the show. Thank God there is a God. Now, he said here, and I quote, I have always done my very best to be honourable and kind. Oh, please! He is unkind, he's ruthless, he has an ego the size of the Empire State Building, and he's not remotely kind. That show was egotistical, and the two of them sat there knowing they had a comfortable job. Well, it's come to an end, and I hope they get rid of Holly. I'm sorry, she shouldn't stay there. She used to say all the time, didn't she? Oh, I love Philip. I love Philip. We are partners. We'll always work together. Now it's gone wrong for him. She's suddenly, I'll work on my own. Well, if that's a friend, I'd hate an enemy.
Well, listen, Kim Woodburn.
When you've got to stick by them.
Kim Woodburn, we're running out of time, and of course they're not here to defend themselves, as you know. But Kim, listen, it's such a pleasure to talk to you. It's such a pleasure to talk to you. Kim, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to talk to you. Lovely to see you.
Where I'm going on Friday?
Oh, where are you going?
I'm going to advertise myself. I'm going to the Birmingham Bull Ring on Friday evening for Gadio. Oh, I'm going to get a nice white outfit on, dear, and my corsets, of course, my corsets.
Lovely.
And I'm going to go to Gadio on Friday evening. Oh, I'll have a lovely time, dear. Come along, you come along, you have a wonderful time, Nana.
I might give it a go. Kim Woodburn, thank you so much. Such a pleasure to talk to you. That's the fabulous Kim Woodburn. She's brilliant. Mwah.